about taking the mark of the beast. And I was like, it makes so much sense, right? If you're left behind and you get one other chance to make it to heaven, but you can't accept the mark of the beast, which means that you're not going to be able to eat. But if you can't go 3 days without eating, you're behind going to take the mark of the beast. So like, even though God's showing mercy and grace now, and the wrath of God is coming, it's only going to get worse, because when you're not going to be able to take, when you don't take the mark of the beast, you're not going to be able to buy anything, and you're not fight your flesh now. Yeah, you're going to take the mark of the beast. Yeah.
But this guy doesn't know what the mark of the beast is. See, the mark of the beast is an RFID microchip implant. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the true apostles of the great millstone who rule well and teach well. It's Brother Yahushai Zion coming through with this real quick message through the Spirit. All right, so this guy talked about, heaven and everything, and he's probably under the impression, like Christianity, thinking that it's some pearly gates and some crazy stuff. It's going to be a condition that's going to be played out here on the earth, okay? It's going to be harmony, man. When the Israelites are back in rulership, okay? When the Israelites are back in rulership, that's going to be heaven on the earth. Right now, we are in hell, man. Ultimately, the time of Esau's rulership and Jacob's punishment, and then Jacob is going to be, the beginning of the end that follows. This is what I say. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows, roughly paraphrasing. So this is what's going to happen. The so-called black man, Hispanic, Native American, and Latino, 2/3 of them are going to take this RFID microchip implant, just like the scripture says. That's the mark of the beast. Catherine Albright, has been reporting on this subject for over 20 years, almost as long as the apostles have been preaching. Okay, like I think it's 25 years she's been out there doing this thing. For 25 years she's been talking about this. She got books, the book Spy Chips. I keep pushing that book very often on my channel, almost every other month or month. I push the book Spy Chips because you need to understand how deep the infrastructure of this technology goes. Okay? And look, the Lord said, my servants shall eat. So I don't know what you 2/3 niggas are going to do. And you spics, you wetbacks, tontos. We don't know what the hell you going to do. You're going to be up shit's creek without a paddle, basically. You know what I mean? You didn't want to present your body as a living sacrifice. You rejected the fact that you were an Israelite. You were calling us names and talking shit. So ultimately, look, you're going to have to deal with your scoffing ass mentality and have to get dealt with, man, by the Lord. And you're going to take that mark. You're going to take that implant. Why not? So you can keep buying and selling and being the devil that you are? Of course you're going to do it, man. All right? So when the scripture says, and there was actually something about this too, about people reducing jail sentences from implants that people are going to get in their brain to give them a accelerated rehabilitation, basically. I want to do a video on that because I sent it to the brother, Kassad. I send him tons of messages on TikTok so that I could remember to do the videos on the stuff later on, And he do the same thing, and he sent me shit too. But I send him a lot because it's like, logging it in or whatever, keeping track of it. But anyways, the mark of the beast is going to come. This is Revelation, not Revelations, Revelation. The book of Revelation 13. And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay? Or the number of his name. So that mark there is charagma. You see that word for mark? Charagma. It's an etching and engraving in a mark that's going to be in your skin. Now let me go to Catherine Albright. Catherine Albright RFID chip. Take a look at this. Somebody look at this.
Futuristic film. Humans injected with a tiny chip holding the key to all of their private information.
But as you're about to see in our CBS 46 investigation, it's not fiction. In fact, it's being marketed in Georgia as life-saving technology. So why do some experts say it's potentially deadly? CBS 46's Kim Fedek investigates.
It's used in key cards, prepaid tolls, even checked luggage. It's called RFID technology, or radio frequency identification. Small chips that store information.
So here's the chip.
And now that same technology is literally available in the flesh, with chips injected right into people's arms.
It says it burns a little bit. That's about it.
Atlanta firefighter John Santola was injected with the chip about the size of a grain of rice. When scanned, the number on the chip is linked to a database with Santola's medical history.
I had to go help me in case of emergency.
Santola was chipped when Florida-based VeriChip Corporation set up a booth at an Atlanta firefighter conference. They market the chip primarily for safety reasons, storing medical information for first responders, Alzheimer's patients, even children.
And it is the only product that has been approved by the FDA for this specific purpose.
The FDA approved the use of chips in humans in 2004, but since then it's caused quite a bit of controversy with some consumer groups concerned about privacy, even health.
You hear that? So yeah, it's approved to be implanted into humans. That's a major, and this is 17 years ago. Okay, again, this lady been doing this shit for 25 years. 25 years plus, I believe. You know, and the real true mark is coming. It's coming to a theater near you. And all of these people are going to take it. You 2/3 of the nation of Israel, you so-called black people, you want to be black? You want to be Pan-African and shit? Your stupid Pan-African dumbass is going to take it. You're going to take the mark because you don't believe in the Lord. You don't believe in the scriptures, man. You believe in yourself. You believe in Amun-Ra. Let Amun-Ra save you from the ICBM nuclear missiles that's going to destroy America, man. Okay? It's going to destroy this goddamn place. Now, let me go to it was what the fuck was it? It was called RFI. Oh wait, microchip implant prison sentence. Here we go.
Welcome to Cognify, a facility designed to treat criminals like patients. Instead of spending years in an actual prison cell, prisoners could finish their sentence here in just a few minutes. Cognify could someday create and implant artificial memories directly into the prisoner's brain. These complex, vivid, and lifelike memories are created in real time using AI-generated content. Depending on the seriousness of the subject's crime and their sentence, the memories could be tailored to the rehabilitation needs of each subject. The artificial memories implanted by Cognify would be seamlessly incorporated into the existing neural networks of the brain, preventing cognitive dissonance and ensuring the subject experiences the memories as if they were real. The Cognify concept offers a new approach to criminal rehabilitation, transforming how society deals with offenders by focusing on rehabilitation rather than punishment. First, the prisoner is given a choice, either spending tens of years in a prison cell or seeking fast-track rehabilitation through artificial memory implantation. If the prisoner chooses to undergo fast-track rehabilitation, the Cognify device is used. Next, the prisoner undergoes high-resolution brain scanning to create a detailed map of their neural pathways. This brain map helps guide the Cognify device to target specific brain regions responsible for memory, reasoning, and logical thinking, such as the hippocampus, prefrontal cortex, amygdala, parietal lobe, and anterior cingulate cortex. Once the target brain regions are identified, Cognify is then placed around the head of the prisoner. The intensity and the type of artificial memories is then adjusted depending on the crime. Inside the criminal's mind, time would pass differently, slower than in real life, making them experience years' worth of artificial memories in just a few minutes. Synthetic memories are customized depending on the crime committed and the unique brain structure and psychological profile of the individual. Violent offenders could experience...
Bro, imagine really going through that. Imagine really going through that. I mean, think about how wicked that shit is, man. They can ultimately plug up your mind with all types of different demonic things, make you a sodomite. You know what I mean? They can do all kind of shit to you, man. Putting memories and different things, man. That shit could bug you out. You could end up being a bug out, man, a trip out, a freak out. You know? That's not cool, bro. Look at somebody... Somebody posted Revelation 9:6. Saying, and in those days, people will seek death and will not find it. They will long to die, but beneath will flee from them. Excuse me, but death will flee from them. Well, you know, let's see if anybody comes up with it. Let's see if we got any people in the know here. Nobody talk about the RFID microchip. Total Recall was preparing us for the inevitable. Yeah, that movie Demolition Man. Similar to that. They gave him memories and shit. They made the guy be able to, you know, he had an implant that programmed his mind to be able to know martial arts. You know, to be a bomb expert or some shit like that, man. All right, so nobody posted up nothing about the RFID microchip. Oh, there we go. Demolition Man concept. Yeah, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Yeah, because the dude was frozen in his memory. MK Ultra. Still nobody came with that, with the RFID microchip, man. All right, the charagma, the etching or engraving that's going to be in your skin, so that no man can buy and sell. And they got that technology now in your Apple Pay and your Google Pay, inside of your credit cards with the chips. All right, and Palm Pay with Amazon and all of these things. And, you know, it's already there right now. It's already there right now. The concept and the infrastructure. See, there's something called subtlety. Remember that the devil is more subtle than all the snake, right? Satan. The devil, the serpent, was more subtle than all the beasts of the field. Okay? And what's that mean? He was very cunning and crafty, man. So it's going to be gradualism. They're not just going to come out with it. Bam, here's a microchip. Everyone's going to take it right now. No, they're going to get you accustomed to doing it so that it's just one extra step. It's just one more step. Who cares? And that's how they can get free and bond, right? The bond, they could get people in bondage, all right? They could just take this goddamn chip and they going to let them out of prison early? You think they going to be like, nah, man, I'd rather be here for 10 years. Every single one of them niggas is going to take that shit, man. Every single one of them. Every single last one of them. Unless they're of the elect, they're going to say, nope, I'm going to be right here. I'm going to wait on Yahweh Shai. Now, that's definitely got to be a member of the elect. Because if you're in jail and you found out this truth or whatnot, because there definitely could be people like that. Come to the knowledge and just ultimately repent. You might come to this in the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and then ultimately be saved if you don't take it. And somehow you're going to bust up out of there, man, or get beamed up in the chariots and be the hell up out of here, man, right before the missiles hit. All right, so this thing is a thing of faith, man. All right, this is all about faith.
allowing the system to adapt and optimize the rehabilitation in real time with new visuals, sensation, and realistic AI-generated content. To ensure the long-term effect of the therapy session, the memories could become permanent, fully integrated into the subject's mind, as if they were part of their own personal experiences. While subjects are undergoing therapy session, valuable data are collected from all the prisoners into a central computer for scientific research, which will help understand the criminal mind and determine the best approach to tackle crimes in society. AI-driven analytics could enhance the device's functionality, optimizing future procedures based on gathered data and insights. Cognify could feature encrypted storage for sensitive prisoner information and rehabilitation data. A compact and portable design would allow Cognify to be used anywhere in the world. It would be constructed with durable materials to withstand frequent use. Its energy-efficient design would ensure long operational life, reducing the need for frequent recharges. It would have the ability to integrate seamlessly with other prison systems, like security cameras and biometric identification. Once the therapy session is concluded, family members of the subject could be provided with a comprehensive report on the new artificial memories that have been implanted, offering them a chance to adjust to the subject's new, positive personality traits. The subject is then released back into society to start a new life away from crimes. The Cognify concept could revolutionize the criminal justice system by significantly reducing the need for long-term incarceration and its associated costs. Traditional prisons require substantial budgets for construction, maintenance, staffing, and prisoner care, including food, healthcare, and rehabilitation programs. By replacing extended prison sentences with brief, intensive rehabilitation through artificial memory implantation, the costs of maintaining prison facilities and supporting inmates could be drastically lowered. The funds saved from reduced incarceration and recidivism rates could be reallocated to other critical areas. These might include education, healthcare, infrastructure development, social welfare programs, or research and development initiatives that benefit society as a whole. By rehabilitating offenders more quickly, Cognify could enable them to reintegrate into society sooner and contribute to the workforce. This increased productivity could boost the economy and generate tax revenue, further offsetting the initial investment in such technology. Successful rehabilitation through Cognify could lead to safer communities, reduced crime rates, and improved social well-being. This could...
There you have it. There's the end game. Under the guise of safety, man. They're going to come under the guise of safety. Hey, take this so that there's not a mass this or that doesn't happen. You know, so that all your stuff is safe, man. All in one place, man. Just go ahead and take this RFID microchip. Look, you can buy and sell. Nobody can steal your wallet no more. You don't got to look for your keys, man. You good, man. Look at that sign right here, man. You know, Esau's a goddamn salesman, man. But he's a bad salesman. He's a snake oil salesman. And we're not buying it, all right? So when you go to this lady, she talked about all of this shit, man. Let's see what this shit talking about.
So the very first chip that I got was this one, and this was very experimental. So a doctor, used a little scalpel and placed it. But as we started to make products out of this, we put them into pre-sterilized injectors. So it's just like getting an injection, really. But now that process can be done by our partners, which are mostly body piercers. They're very familiar with skin, aseptic procedures, needles, things like that. So it's a very quick and easy process that's actually safer than getting an ear piercing. There's a lot of misconceptions. A lot of people are kind of educated by Hollywood movies, which is fantastical nonsense. There's no power when it's not, very close to a reader. So it's not tracking you, it's not GPSing, it's not doing any of that nonsense.
Yeah, right. That's fucking Salaki. That's fucking, I'm gonna say, that's fucking bullshit. That's bullshit, man. It's absolutely tracking you, man. It's RFID technology. Of course it tracks you. It tracks your coming and going. Everywhere you go, it's going to be tracking your ass, man. That's the reason why it's a radio frequency. Frequencies can be tracked and picked up on radar, man. What do you think radar is? It tracks frequencies, man. Motion and movement and shit. Biometrics. Esau's the goddamn devil, man. The so-called white man's the devil, man. He's the devil, bro. When you people gonna wake up, man? He's diabolical, man.
Able to secure things like banking transactions, Bitcoin transactions, the really important things about your digital identity that are now merged with your biological identity. That's a very important thing. Normally you have something that's secure, but it's not convenient, or it's convenient, but it's not secure. Implants have a chance to break that paradigm so that you can do something that's secure while being convenient, or it's more secure because it is convenient to be secure. So this is an example.
I told you it was going to be under the guise of security, man. Okay? So my hypothesis, I've always said this. I'm going to say it again for the record, man. All right? I said, Howard Shah Zion said that these people might come under the guise of security, cause some type of mass hysteria and panic, and offer this solution called the RFID microchip that can solve all your issues and problems from the mass hysteria, whatever it may be that they're going to cause. And that if you take the RFID microchip, you'll be more safe and secure this way. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. What, you ain't in the know? You're not in the know, man? See, this is what it is. It's gradualism, and they're doing it very subtle because that's exactly what it is. It's subtle changes. Subtle changes can lead up to big differences. Remember that, man. Remember I said that. Subtle changes can lead to big differences. I believe it was the owner and maker of Honda. His motor, he knew that people were going to take apart his motors and take a look at it and see what he did and try to find out what he was up to. So he made subtle changes year by year. So it was undetectable. All right. It was basically the same motor, but with a small difference. A little bit better functionality. They do the same shit with the iPhone. The reason why you cop a brand new iPhone is because of a subtle little difference. Couldn't they just make one super superior ultra mega iPhone and never have to make one ever again besides that model? Of course not, because that wouldn't bring in revenue. Everything's about subtlety, which is the goddamn devil. That's being ultimately not transparent, and it's not being truthful. You know, it's being devious and diabolical. At the end of the day, Esau's a fucking slack. He's a huckster, man. He's a huckster. He's a demon. That's what he wants to do. He wants to sell everything and ultimately secure everything and secure you and take all of this stuff into account so that he can run the world through this RFID microchip technology, man.
Of just events safe that looks like event, but it's actually safe. So the very first chip that I got was this one, and this was very experimental. So a doctor, used a little scalpel and placed it. But as we
see, the scalpel was used because the charagma is an etching or an engraving. You need to go underneath the skin. You have to pierce the surface. Karax. Okay? That word karax. He had to actually go underneath. He had to pierce it. All right, so it's coming, man. It's coming, man. Cognify, Captain Albright, this lady right here, she a pioneer. I'll say this. She done put in more work than a lot of these jakes out here. She put in a lot more work than a lot of these jakes, man. For real, man. You 2/3 of the nation of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, you ought to be goddamn ashamed of yourself, man. Because you don't put in as much work as this woman right here, man. And who knows, man, she could be of the elect. Because you know she's not going to take the RFID microchip. I'm going to tell you right now, this lady was strapped up. She was defending her home because she knew that what she was doing is exposing these big companies and everything. Like Gillette, razors were tracking the people who they had through RFID microchip technology who bought their stuff. Listen, man, that's all wickedness. She might be of the elect. You're looking at her, oh, she a cracker because she's white. She looked white. Nah, man, listen, we don't go by the skin color. We go by the spirit. What spirit would there be to defend this technology, to go and fight against this technology with all of her spirit and all of her life, dedicate her life to it? She got to be a Jake, man. All right? So anyways, man, Lord willing, this was edifying. Again, man, if this is your first time watching the channel, repent, for the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is at hand. I would keep going, but I already know if I go past 25 minutes or 20 or 30 minutes, my phone's going to end up tripping out, man. So with that, brothers, I might do a part 2 tomorrow or later on. With that, Shalom and Abad Babal, destruction to America, man.
I was watching